Hmm. Heavy flow. Yeah. Who's that?
Pro wrestler.
Okay.
Sounds cool.
Together with Mike White, Tyler Perry.
Cool. Yes. Give me the clap.
Wait, wait, a recording now?
I am.
Okay, I'm recording. I didn't clap yet.
Okay, how about now? Okay, all right. Thank you, chat, for calling that out. Okay, all right. Now you can hear me. Let me know let me know let me know in the chat if you can hear me now because I think you can. Okay, all right. Give it a second to catch up. Can't hear Rob and good. All right.
So we can hear you
Yeah, you
now?
can hear me now. All right,
Okay.
should we do our clap? Ready?
Yes.
Synchronize the audio in 3, 2, 1. Good. Great clap.
Perfect clap.
Perfect clap. All right. Here we go. All right. Let me just. We can hear. We can hear you. Yes. Yes. Okay. Good.
I think we're getting better at the clap.
I think so. Although we had some bad weeks, last couple. Okay. Now we can hear you. All right. Here we go. Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Sesternino back here to talk with you about the week's most interesting news stories for the week of April 24th, last week of April 2019, here on News AF.
If the story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual news.
Yes, the actual factual news team is back again to talk about all of these news stories that are percolating this week as we taking all of your submissions and more to talk about it all here with the man who's wearing the News AF ball cap. Here is Tyson Apostle.
Whoop. This is the official News AF ball cap.
Yes. Yes.
Do you play baseball?
I'm on
Could
the
it be
News
the
AF
official-
baseball team.
Is it a good pickleball
Pickleball hat?
hat?
I haven't tried yet. I usually, my new hats go on the pile of new hats. And then as those new hats become old, then they go into the sweaty pile that
Ew.
I use
Oh, yep.
for
I
outdoor
have-
activities.
What do you do?
Very
Put them in the
similar.
dishwasher?
No, I don't put them in the dishwasher. I'll take them to the swim pool and like rinse them off in the swim pool and stuff. Because then you can do you can do whatever. It's like my dad growing up had like dress jeans, casual jeans, and work jeans, and they were all the same jean. They were just at different stages in their life cycle.
I thought you were going to say swim jeans.
Swim jeans would be rad.
Let's invent it.
I think it's been invented. I just don't think it's ever really caught on.
Swim jeans, $300 a pair.
A
Yeah.
lot of swim pools won't allow you to have swim jeans because if they don't have a nice hem on them, they will clog the filter for sure.
Well, we'll make sure that it's got the nicest hem that we can find.
But I think part of having swim jeans is that the cut off scraggles is
swim jeans are cutoffs.
they're
No,
they're
I was
cutoffs.
thinking full length.
full
Yeah.
length
We'll call
swim
them,
jeans.
we'll call them modesty swim jeans.
My dad would like those actually.
Yes, for people who are shy about their calves, now there are
Yeah.
swim jeans.
Mhm.
Okay.
Which is crazy because the people who should be shyest about their calves are maybe Olympic swimmers, and now they have the option to cover those all the way up.
Danny, do they make swim jeans in Quadrosaurus?
Well, when we start pumping these out of some factory, we'll make sure that we have some oversized thighs.
Okay.
Some of them.
All right.
Dude, I asked 2 Canadians this week if they'd heard of
Quadrosaurus.
Quadrosaurus from what's the brand again? Gong Show. From the Gong Show. And they were like, we've heard of Gong Show jeans, but we haven't heard of the Quadrosaurus.
Okay. All right. That brand is not as popular yet. Of course, the man who is going to be the first American in Gong Show jeans, Danny Bryson. How are you, Danny?
You,
Doing really good.
you don't think there's a whole contraband trade between Canada and U.S. hockey players? Like
They're bringing in a semi, and like some
bringing
guys
them across
gets
the
in there,
border.
takes all the oranges and dumps them on the floor, and all these jeans spill out onto the ground. What you got here?
See, exactly. Or just like two hockey players, one's on a Canadian team, one's on a U.S. team, and they call each other up. He's like, what do I got to do to get my hands on shows?
Okay, well, let's get into all of the news. It was
Rob's
a busy
done with
week.
our
I was in Philadelphia. Tyson was in Reno. Danny was on a mysterious adventure that he won't tell us about.
Mm-hmm. Quit teasing us, Danny.
It wasn't mysterious. It just had a little bit of everything.
Tell us what it had.
For Earth Day, we flew a helicopter burning lots of
Yeah, how much fuel did you burn?
but we saw a lot of the Earth.
Yes.
So
Good.
And,
Before
and
it gets
Danny, of
destroyed by
course,
the fuel.
always offsets all of his helicopter fuel with carbon credits.
planting my
Yes.
own trees.
Yes.
So yeah, we flew around the state of Utah. We saw buffalo, we saw wild horses, we saw elk, deer, Indian ruins. Just
Bear? Did you see
bears.
A bear?
We did see a bear. Yeah, we saw
From the helicopter?
black bear. Yes, the
Cool.
best way to see everything.
Did you see a coyote?
Yeah, 2 coyotes.
A
Antelope.
bobcat?
No bobcats.
Mountain
no
lions?
Nope. So quite a day. Saw a lot of the Earth.
Mhm.
Probably burned less fuel than it takes to make those documentaries about the Earth. And we didn't do it.
Okay.
So, feel good about that.
Okay.
But yeah, it was awesome. But I'm excited. This is my favorite place to be, other than in a
News being in the spunk bunker on News AF?
Yeah. Ready
Okay.
to hit the News
All
AF
right.
hard.
So I'm going to throw you guys off with a curveball here that this was not in our pre-production show notes, but we do have some breaking news at this hour, okay?
Are you gonna
let's
play
go
the-
ahead. Yeah.
Breaking news are happening now.
That's one of the beauties of being live here on News AF is that we can cover breaking News AF as it happens, and we are going to go right into some big news coming out of the tech world now. And so let's talk about the big news. Mark Zuckerberg has a podcast.
That's
Oh.
something everybody's going to want to listen to.
I thought you were going to talk about Bumble's new feature that alerts you when someone sends you a dick pic. But
Okay, well, we can do that. We can talk about that next.
okay,
Mark
but this-
Zuckerberg has a podcast.
is he going to do it in Chinese?
Yes. Okay. Mark Zuckerberg has a podcast. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Mark Zuckerberg has a podcast.
Oh, great intro music.
Hi, I'm Mark Zuckerberg.
Hi. Hello, humans.
I've been to Burning Man and I've been to
And-
Coachella.
so nice to be back with you, chatting as the people do.
Wait, are we really listening
Did
to
anybody
it?
see that movie that they made about me some years ago? Wow, what a film. Hey, you know where's a place that's completely safe to share all of your personal data? Facebook.com.
We never lie to Congress.
Wait,
even not once.
Yes.
But does he really have a podcast? I'm gonna look this up. You guys are you're not helping me
All
here.
right.
He has a podcast.
Yes, that he has a new podcast that is available on Spotify. It was part of a New Year's resolution for Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, he used to kill his own meat,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and so this
Yes.
is the natural progression to a podcast.
Should we listen in on the Mark Zuckerberg podcast?
Nah.
I do. I want to hear what I've never heard him talk. I
I
don't know
guess
what
all
his
three
voice
of us can hear, and then it only counts as one view. So that's
Okay.
that's
let's
what we
just-
should do.
let's
We
just
should
jump-
play his podcast on ours,
Yes.
so that all of our listeners can listen to it without padding.
I'm just jumping in. This is right in the middle.
would have done a year or two ago. I'll just say have some engineers and product managers internally say, okay, we think that there's something
Boring.
to do with news.
Wait, is that his voice? Did I just hear?
I'm not sure if that's him or a guest. It looks like that's him.
Well, the picture's him.
No, he's talking with a Harvard law professor, Jonathan Zittrain.
Whoa. Zit Train?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Wait, how do you spell it?
Zittrain.
No.
And do you think that's his stage name? You think he chose that name, or do you think that that's the name he was born with?
I think that's how he got all the way to
stage name.
Harvard.
Yeah.
Working, like fighting against it, like the
Right.
Bobby.
I'll
Sue
show all
song.
those kids that
Yeah.
laughed at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me let me play the intro to the Mark Zuckerberg podcast.
Hey everyone, this year I am doing a series
Poor
of
audio
public
quality.
discussions on the future of the internet and society. And today
Porn.
I've traveled to
Robots.
Berlin
Done.
to do today's discussion with the CEO of the largest news publisher in Europe,
Okay.
Matthias Dopfner from Axel Springer.
All right. Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I'm sorry.
Not
That
my
was sorry. That he talks to to Jonathan Zittrain on another episode. That
Okay.
he's talked to Matthias Dopfner in this one.
Well, I have to tell you, he definitely has quite the presence.
Just his opening song to his
Yeah.
podcast, that song the snake sings in Jungle Book. Trust in me. Trust in me.
Mark Zuckerberg also has a new way to promote his podcast that he has a T-shirt store, and Mark Zuckerberg will personally call anybody who purchases one of the Facebook T-shirts associated with the Mark Zuckerberg podcast.
Dude,
That's a good idea.
buy a T-shirt for News AF and have him call News AF.
Do we want to talk to him? It's genius
I'd be
marketing.
interested.
I bet he hasn't made a phone call yet.
I bet he has an AI that duplicates everything, all of his mannerisms, and the AI calls you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would be pretty easy to spoof a Mark Zuckerberg AI.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, this is
Just use
Mark.
your Alexa voice or something.
So excited that you bought this shirt.
Do
Question:
you think Johnny Fairplay is going to get pissed and sue him for the sweet marketing idea?
I think so. So, well,
And then the Mark Zuckerberg podcast will have to become the unofficial Mark Zuckerberg podcast.
Yes.
He then had Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, that's
Well,
because he had Johnny Fairplay Legal contact him and tell him that.
yeah. Tyson, will one person subscribe to this podcast? Probably all the people that work at Facebook have to.
Yeah, they have to.
Mhm.
A
Anybody that
man
works
comes by with a riding crop and some glasses.
Did you rate and subscribe yet?
Let me see your podcast list.
Show me your
Instead of-
phone.
To the room of shame. You haven't signed up.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think it's even goes deeper than that. In 1 month's time, you'll open your Facebook page and it will be like, now there are 2 ways to pay for Facebook. 1, subscribe to Mark Zuckerberg's podcast. Then you get Facebook for free. 2, pay $99 a month for 12 months.
Mm.
You know what? We should be glad that Mark isn't a charismatic person because he has so much power at his hands that
Yeah,
if he
that'd be
himself
dangerous.
was charismatic, it would be a perfect formula for the development of like an authoritarian sub-state within the United States.
Mhm. Okay, well, let's talk about the other story this morning, the other big tech story that Danny is talking about, that Bumble has a AI detector which will automatically detect and blur the lewd images. Now, Danny, is this a feature that you could turn on or turn off?
Well, I just thought of the other great thing is this feature will finally settle the discussion over who has a dick face.
Oh,
It's like, well, my face is getting blurred. Oh, okay.
Again,
yes.
Again, I know what's going on here. I do, in fact, have a dick face.
Right.
is Bumble's just a dating app?
Yes. Dating app, I believe that the women pick the men.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is something that has been needed for a long time.
It's been in the works for quite a while,
Mhm.
I think. And before they were just having like people probably vet the
Imagine
pictures.
if you were the people.
If you're the robot now, that's just like
Yeah.
wiener.
Yes. Well, they used to have. We used to talk about the people that the humans at Facebook that were going to be committing terrible acts against themselves after watching all of the terrible filth that people were putting onto Facebook.
Well, think about the people who had to develop this filter. I mean, they had to run through hundreds of pictures to make sure that it could catch
probably
dong
the
shots
worst looking
in all-
privates.
Yeah, in all lighting with all sorts of deformities, and they had to make sure it worked on all of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what's the point of then blurring the image? Why not just like not let it go through?
Well, I think it's important that the person knows that idiot sent one.
Yeah.
Because then you can block the guy.
No, I think you could tap it to
unblur it?
To unblur, yeah.
I think
So
they're going to
lucky.
put Snapchat right out of business.
Yeah. Will this get more people on Bumble, Danny?
I would think so. This will definitely convince a lot of people who are sitting on the fence.
You
to
think
find
there were
sign
people
up.
sitting on the fence being like, I want to date and get into a sexually active relationship with someone, but I don't want to see pictures of privates.
The problem is we all want to open up presents, and opening up a blurred picture is kind of like unwrapping a present. You don't
Yeah.
know what's underneath there. So what you've done is you're kind of creating this interest and desire.
Well, that's
now
good
to
in
have
case
a
you're like
photo.
you have your phone and you're like in like a public place. Like, oh, okay, I will get to this later. Okay,
Yeah.
good to know. I have a lewd image. I will open that when I have privacy.
I have 10 unblurred images that I
Yes,
can check
well,
out
that's-
whenever, wherever.
Oh, and by the way, this is an AI. With our revolutionary AI, we're able to detect potentially inappropriate content and warn you about the image before you open it.
I like it.
Okay, all
So
right.
it doesn't specifically talk about dong pictures here, but I'm guessing that on this app, that's the most common
Yeah.
image sent.
Okay, so that's going on over on Bumble. Okay, then let's go from the tech news to the tech world out in Coachella this week, because that we know Coachella was raging on.
Oh, of course we
and,
know.
all of the who's who from the LA tech world were there, but they were not talking about the party.
You know
per
it's
se.
going to be a cool place if all the tech guys are there.
Yes, they were talking about what is next for where they're going to live, and they are thinking about colonizing Mars, from Coachella to Mars, Tyson.
They're going to have some stiff competition from the Burning Man contingent because I think they probably had similar meetings.
Yeah.
You know, the place, there's a couple places where you would have a discussion about moving to Mars. One is Coachella, surrounded by all of those idiots. The other one would be at the mall on Christmas Eve. There's several places that would.
Why the
definitely
mall on
fall-
Christmas Eve?
Because you're just like, I need to get out of here. When you find yourself in certain places like this, you will it naturally leads to a discussion on, can I move to Mars to get
Yeah.
away from all of these people?
How do I get away from everyone?
All this bohemian clothing and glitter. I need to move to Mars.
It'll be interesting that the space race of the future is actually accelerated by meetings that happen at music festivals.
Because it kind of is like its own planet. It's in the desert. Like they have like trailers and stuff. Like you got to think that maybe that this was like a drug-fueled conversation that was like, yeah, like let's do this, but on Mars.
Yeah, have you ever seen Interstellar?
Interstellar.
Dude, that's even more. Oh, trying to find a wormhole and jump through it.
Yeah. You ever
Just get
see
me the
Inner
hell away from
Space?
these humans.
Inner
Wait, Inner
space?
Space, is that one with a killer
That's where-
robot?
That's where they inject a man into
Yeah.
a body and he flies
Oh.
around in a spaceship
Yeah,
inside a
That's
human
right.
body.
That's right.
So you're thinking we should all live inside human bodies?
Yeah, why not?
A host.
Yeah. What, there was that Matt Damon movie of, what if we could just shrink everybody and then we would use a lot less resources?
That's true. We could, we could find a host that'd be like, what if Mark Zuckerberg came out and was like, I'll be your host?
Mm-hmm.
But then that's more power. Never mind.
Yeah. So this was more of a get together organized by some group to discuss or start the discussion about moving to Mars. So
Yeah.
it was just a get together of people out in the desert to talk about moving to Mars.
Yeah.
Again, I stand by what I said earlier. I think that if you went to Coachella, you would definitely, people like me,
Start
would be like,
planning.
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, I got to get the hell away from here.
Mhm.
It's going
Yeah.
to the dogs.
And I am very much okay with everybody that's at Coachella who's planning to go to Mars, that they can go.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm
I
good
would
with
be
that.
Fine with that. Yeah,
That's fine.
Same with me.
That's fine. Okay. Let's talk about some other big stories at this hour. Okay. Texas school dress code is going to be banning dress code for parents. No more sagging pants, pajamas, hair rollers, and more at the school, Danny.
That it totally makes sense. You're trying to get the kids to live up to a certain standard. The parents are walking around looking like slobs, and kids being kids will definitely resent the parents for trying to enforce a rule they're not willing to live up to themselves.
Tyson,
here's all the.
Yes,
Oh, go ahead.
give us your your rules.
So here's the full list of rules. They're not allowed to wear a satin cap or bonnet on their head.
Okay.
Have we ever seen anybody wear a satin cap or a bonnet on their head?
Is a bonnet what a pioneer would wear?
I think so. This is Texas. No hair rollers.
Okay.
No pajamas of any kind.
What?
No leggings.
How do they know what I sleep in?
Exactly.
Keep
you
going.
sleep in plaid. Leggings that are showing your bottom and where your body is not covered from the front or the back.
Whoa. What does that mean?
No,
Yeah,
I think
need
you have
more.
to have something covering your leggings, like a shorts or a skirt.
Tie a sweater
Yeah.
around your waist. Yeah.
Sagging pants,
Mhm.
men wearing undershirts,
Yeah.
or Daisy Dukes.
Sounds like it was a real party going to go pick up your kids prior to this. Like I would have
Dude, it
definitely,
sounds
like,
awesome.
I would have definitely volunteered to go pick my kids up if this was
Well,
the
you-
case, but
you-
not anymore.
Yeah, you were rolling up in leggings and feeling free.
Yeah. No men wearing undershirts. How do they know what an undershirt is?
I think they probably mean the tank top.
Yeah, the tank
ribbed-
top.
Yeah.
ribbed cotton
Yeah.
tank top.
Okay.
Hey, you look threatening
Right.
on some level if you come out wearing one of those.
And how do they enforce this? What do? They don't give you your kids back? Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're not going to give me my kids back. Ooh,
Well,
you
maybe
have to
they
keep
keep
them
your kid-
for longer.
Maybe they kick your kids out of private school.
Is it a private school?
I don't know. With rules like that, I was just assuming.
James Madison High School's homepage. So it doesn't sound like a private school.
This says they've already turned away a mother who wore a t-shirt dress featuring Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
I can picture that dress.
All right. I'm sure this is the biggest problem that this school has. What the
No,
parents
hey,
are dressing like.
I'm a fan of it. I think that if we had people dressing up to get on airplanes, we'd have half as many problems. And got rid of the alcohol, we'd eliminate almost all the problems.
So you're an anti.
Slobite?
You're an
Yes.
abolitionist.
I'm an anti-slobite, even though I am currently wearing pajama
Yeah.
pants.
But let me ask you this, Danny. When you drop your kids off at school, will you wear sweatpants and flip flops?
No, never.
Never.
Really?
What
I
will
would
you
never
wear?
leave my
A suit?
house wearing sweatpants. I sleep in a three-piece suit. so- No, but seriously, I don't leave the house in pajama bottoms or sweatpants.
Mhm.
And until recently, didn't even own any pajamas. I wore my day clothes up until I went to bed.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what did you wear?
Yeah. What?
Well, then I would go to
His
bed.
underwear. In his
Underwear, yeah. So,
But what about what kind of pajamas do you have now? Like the button up front?
No, I have like the Costco cheap sweatpants, and
Okay.
just like a t-shirt.
Okay. Well, why? I drop Bergen off in sweatpants and flip flops all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Not well. You won't be doing that anymore if you move to this place, Tyson. I get it. In order to, there are people who probably roll up looking awful, right? But you can't just target those individuals. So you have to send out this list of all these rules just to make sure you're not pointing at the one person who showed up in the Marilyn Monroe shirt that
T-shirt
she turned
dress.
to a dress, right? So in order to not get a lawsuit from her, you have to put out all these things. But really, all the rules were made just to stop her from showing up and offending everybody else with their terrible clothing. I mean, that's how I see this working. There's a handful of parents who just look awful and are very offensive to everybody
Okay.
else, but they can't target them.
All right. Well, let's segue from these rules that are being strictly enforced to somebody breaking the rules on an airplane this week. Our worst airline passenger of the week, and this is a man who was shaving his head with an electric razor during a flight. Now, I thought most interesting was that this man was picked up by a Twitter account. I think it's called
I thought it was an Instagram.
Instagram account.
Passenger
What is it
shaming.
called, Danny?
Oh, it says here. I've looked it up before. Yeah,
Yeah.
an Instagram account.
Yes, I think it's called passenger shaming on Instagram.
Yeah, passenger shaming, and this is something I've looked at a couple months ago, right when we were getting to the heart of bad passengers. 'Cause they post all of them for us.
Yes. And so the man was using an electric razor to shave his head bald in business class on a flight. Now, Danny, I think this one sounds worse than it actually was.
No, it's disgusting. I watched the video and I thought it was disgusting because the hair is like sometimes a mess is better when it can be seen.
Yeah.
Right? The imagination doesn't run wild when you can see the mess at hand. But he's shaving tiny little hairs that are falling like snowflakes. Who knows where? Maybe they're up in the air. Maybe you're breathing them in. And just it's gross.
Half of them are falling down the neck of his shirt, making it super itchy.
Well, that would be sweet justice.
Why is
but-
he doing this?
Yeah, why is he doing this? Why couldn't he have done this in the bathroom?
So it sounds like when you hear somebody shave their head, you think he has a full head of hair and it has the clippers out and is just giving himself a bald haircut.
Yeah, but
this-
even just shaving off 2 millimeters of hair
Right.
is
This is the
it's
guy
worse.
who has the bald head and then uses the electric shaver to make it, super smooth on the
Oh,
bald
is it
head.
the electric shaver that sucks the remnants?
Oh,
of
I
the
don't
hair
think
back?
so. I
It
don't
did
believe-
not look like it.
I don't believe so. And that's where passenger shaming, the Instagram account with 825,000 followers, has stepped in.
They need to tag these guys just so that they can get followers too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, the people they shame?
Yeah.
Well, how would you know? You're going to go up and say, "Hey, look, I just filmed you. I'm going to post this video on the internet. Can I have your Instagram
Exactly.
handle?"
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I
that's
told you when I will
Right.
when I will blatantly film someone doing something ridiculous in public at the hopes that will get them to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about this? Let me pitch you guys on this. What do you think about a airline that's also a barbershop?
Are they using straight razors and they're having you lay down with the hot towel over your face? Because that
Right.
sounds dangerous.
Right. So it's especially it's he was in business class. The seat already reclines. We get some stylists, get some mirrors,
A hot towel, some hot towels.
towel. Yeah.
I like it.
Too dangerous.
Too dangerous?
Yeah. Plus, I don't want that going on.
Hmm.
I want people sitting upright, not reclining at all.
Yeah, but
and just looking forward the entire flight. That's
Danny,
all
I don't know if you've seen any of the Barbershop series of films, but it does seem like that it is a place where everybody is happy, getting along. There's a lot of
Everyone
chatter.
knows your name.
It's really
Happiness.
the antithesis of flying on an airline.
No, happiness does not belong on an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
No, not even anywhere. Leave your happiness at home because, as the CEO of United said, by the time people get on the plane, they're so pissed off that coffee and smiles won't make any kind of difference.
Right, but now everybody's in the barbershop chair. Everybody's
Feeling
like,
fresh.
No.
Getting a little
mixing
neck
it up.
massage.
Yeah,
No,
talking about
nobody-
current events.
Do you think
Oh.
WoW Airlines could do this and maybe come
back.
to life?
Yeah, they could test it. They could do some limited testing for this, but I think it's a bad idea. People don't want this going on.
Okay. All right. Well, let's think about it.
I won't.
Think about it, Danny, and then let's.
I won't. What am
can
I going to
talk to-
do?
Then you talk to your dad, and we'll all
Mm-hmm.
talk to everybody we can find, and invest in this new once in a lifetime opportunity.
Buy one plane.
Yeah, the supercut plane.
We already have a helicopter at our disposal.
Well, we need more. We need a big plane, and we can implement all of our ideas. The sloth terrarium can come to life.
Mhm.
If we could just get one plane, we could put in an octagon, a barber shop.
Mhm.
We could be releasing happy gas into the plane. All of our ideas just spring to life. It'd be
Look,
awesome.
If you go to a good barbershop, everybody's getting along. Everybody's
Look at-
having fun.
Yeah, the barbershop seats actually are cost the same as first class.
They
The octagon
recline,
seats are
yeah.
the budget. That's like the basic economy, and then the regular coach is What's the regular coach? You can clip your toenails.
I think so.
Everybody has a complimentary pair of nail clippers.
That's the pool where you can go in your swimming jeans.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. Now, Danny, could Greyhound potentially adopt this idea if none of the major airline carriers want to go with the barbershop section of the airplane?
Have you ever been on a bus? Let me give you an idea of what it does. I mean, there's no way you're cutting anybody's hair or shaving anybody with that much movement,
Okay.
side to side, up and down.
All right. Well, we'll keep working
Sorry,
on trying to
Rob.
perfect that idea. Okay. Let's see. Let's talk about. A restaurant has reopened after a laxative laced pizza controversy. So yes, Danny.
I'm just go on. I'm very.
No, this is genius.
Yes.
This is genius. Because Danny, you know when like you go to a pizza restaurant and then you're like, oh man, that is gonna plug me up. That had so much cheese on it. So the next day you're like, but imagine if now you're pooping out your pizza almost immediately.
No, forget about that. That's over. That happened in the past. So this was an incident where an employee poisoned another employee's pizza by putting Miralax on it, and so they had to get shut down for health inspection. And so the Springtown, Texas Police Department has declared that this pizzeria is now back. Mr. Jim's Pizza is back open for business.
What Tyson was envisioning was, can I get a pepperoni and Miralax pizza, please?
Yes,
Is that what you were saying,
exactly.
Tyson?
Right.
Yes, exactly.
That was like the Japanese Coca-Cola that we talked about that had the laxative ingredient in it. So that's so Tyson would like this.
It was,
I don't know if I would like it, but I don't mind the idea for people who are having a hard time with their BMs.
You could
BMs
go
stand
on
for bowel
you could go on
movement.
a pepperoni Miralax cleanse, a 48-hour pepperoni Miralax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you could never be more than 10 feet away from your toilet.
So they reopened the restaurant. I'm not sure if this officer, Chief Motley, was the volunteer or if he sort of drew the short straw as being the first
first guy to
person to be
eat.
the food taster on the reopened Mr. Jim's Pizza.
Woo.
What a hero.
He is a hero.
He's a hero. Not the greatest name for a pizzeria, Mr. Jim's.
Not
No.
the worst either, though.
What would be the
Jim's
worst,
last
Danny?
name? Yeah, what would be the worst pizza restaurant name you can come up with?
Oh, off the top of my head.
Grease
many
and shits.
Yeah.
Greasy's Pizza. Actually, that actually sounds like a good pizza.
Grease and shits. Pizza and parlor games.
That would the parlor games might ruin it.
What was that guy's name? Zitrell?
Yeah, Zit Train.
Zit Trains.
Mr. Zit Trains.
Trains
Zitrain's
Pizza.
Pizza.
Delectable, oily
That's pretty
pizza.
bad.
Mr. Zit Train's delicious, delectable, oily pizza.
I think that's pretty bad.
Today's
I'm sorry,
episode
Mr.
of the Mark Zuckerberg podcast is sponsored by Zitrain's Pizza, now open for business officially in locations in Springtown, Texas. There's no laxatives here at Zitrain's Pizza.
You
We
will
go-
get,
we
you
go
will
light
get the
on it,
craps, but not because of laxatives.
So the incident with the Miralax pizza happened on a day where a lot of hijinks tend to happen on Saturday, April 20th. That was where the two employees got sick. And as of Monday, we were back open for business.
Yes.
That wasn't a very long They
Closure.
weren't closed for very long.
Yes. Okay. So let's keep going and let's talk about.
Wait,
this.
can I just
Yes.
mention one more
Yes,
thing?
Danny.
This brave chief police who's eating the pizza, of course they're not going to give him laxative. He's got a gun on his hip. Like out of all the people you would serve laxative to, it's not going to be him.
Mhm.
He's not really brave. What would have been brave is if some lowlife had come in with a pajama bottoms and a tank top,
Mhm.
or
Or an
Marilyn
old
Monroe
woman
t-shirt
who's
dress.
has like no more immune system because she's so old,
Yeah.
and they're like, this could be the end for you if you eat a pizza.
You know what I mean? Like that. This guy's not really. I would have been more impressed if the Marilyn Monroe T-shirt woman had gone in and gotten a pizza.
Yeah.
than this guy. So that's it. That's all I've got for this story. But I just want
Okay. All right. Now, I know neither of you are drinkers, but maybe this new cocktail might be able
Ginger
to
malts.
get you guys on the wagon. A Chicago bar has started making a whiskey cocktail that features an ice cube with a George Clooney face in it.
Now, George Clooney and I believe Julia Roberts' husband, they own or just sold some alcoholic business
Yes.
that they'd started up. And I was wondering if this was somehow attached to that, if this was like their drink.
What I really would like is if I could get a Nespresso with a George Clooney face ice cube in it.
Just melting super quickly.
I would like this. This is, I would like to drink and be looking at George Clooney up close while I sip my beverage. Look at that face.
Yeah.
Do you think he gets even
Makes me
handsomer
thirsty.
the more inebriated you become?
Oh, for sure. Doesn't
Yeah.
everybody?
Now, the George Clooney face is on a piece of paper. Now I've got George Clooney's face floating in my drink once the ice cube melts? Or do I have to
Is it
finish the
edible
drink?
paper? I mean,
Yeah.
all paper is edible.
Yeah.
But I mean, like tasty edible paper.
Mm-hmm. Right. Or is it going to
Is all
float
paper
apart?
edible?
Yeah, you could eat it. I'm not saying it's good for you, but you could definitely eat paper.
All paper?
I think most paper is just wood pulp.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't do it, but it's definitely edible.
Yeah.
Do we doubt that?
Well, I mean, with the inks and stuff, some of it may not be considered edible.
It's good, probably safer to eat this piece of paper, George Clooney's face,
Then
than drink a
Mr.
Mountain
Jim's
Dew.
Pizza. Yeah.
Yeah, than Mr. Jim's advertisement on
Could you
the
get a
weekly.
pizza with could I get a large pizza with half Clooney?
What would the other half be?
No, you would say on the Clooney, right? On the rocks, isn't
Miralax.
that ice?
Miralax and
Yeah, got a half
Clooney
Miralax, half
pizza.
Clooney.
that sounds delicious.
Yeah, my kids would pick all the Clooneys right off.
Yeah, I
like this idea. They should put more celebrities in my ice cubes.
You would like that?
Yeah, it's a kind of an interesting way.
who would
to-
be your number one go-to?
Well, after seeing George Clooney, I mean, I'm just drawn to him.
George Clooney. What
Very
about Nicolas Cage and George Clooney in the same glass?
Yeah, can you mix and match and ship them?
You put Nicolas Cage in the drinks you know you shouldn't be drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe after a guy's had too many drinks, but you still want to charge him for drinks, you start putting Nicolas Cage ice cubes in his drink,
Yes.
kind of thwart him from consuming too much. So
Okay.
early in the evening, you're drinking George Clooney's. Later in the evening, you're drinking Nicolas Cage's.
Let's talk about some animal news for Tyson. Hey, a possum was found living in a kid's bedroom for 3 days. That's
Yeah,
out of Tampa.
that's crazy. I mean, Florida. Yeah, I guess that is a Florida man thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
The how horrifying would that be?
They're
Has
friendly,
anybody-
right?
Yeah. Has anybody? Aren't they just like a giant rat?
Yeah, giant rodent.
Have you seen a possum in a real life environment? Rob?
I have seen some, and they are horrifying.
Would you ever want one to? Would you ever like?
No.
What would you do if you walked into your kids'
it's like
bedrooms
in
and were like,
the
"There's
Princess Bride when they go through. They have like the rodents of unusual size. That's as close as you get to that. Seeing a possum in real life.
one?" Yeah. So let's just play by play here. You walk in to wake your boys up,
Yeah.
and you go in, and you see that in one of the toy bins there is definitely a possum there, and you say, Dominic, how long has that possum been in there? And he's like, I don't know, since last Wednesday.
I
What's
apologize.
your-
This story this
That's
article
crazy.
is from Tampa News. This was in Ohio.
Oh,
If
look
I-
at that picture. He's just
I-
sitting there in like a
that's
storage
disgusting.
bin.
If I walked in and saw that in my kid's room, he would finally get confirmation on the F word and what it means. Because
Right.
that would scare. That's disgusting, and I don't want to see that
Yeah.
in my house.
Yeah. How did it get in the house? Does anybody know? Do they not have doors?
maybe the kid, maybe the dog door or something, or
Get rid of it. Dog door.
left the garage open for half a 2nd.
Mhm,
We had
yeah.
a rabbit living in our garage for who knows how long when we left our garage door open for a little bit.
So
Mhm.
the girl said there was something in her room, but it wasn't until a couple of days later they found it. So that's just standard stuff when it comes to kids. They tell you all sorts of things. You're like,
Yeah, you never know what's truth.
yeah.
Right.
There's something living in my room.
Mhm.
Oh, that is horrifying.
Yeah.
This girl
Yeah.
is not going to grow up normal now, and I feel bad for her. Because
something-
now there's something lurking. Oh,
Dad, I saw something in my room. If you get out of bed again,
yeah.
you're grounded for a week.
We're
That's-
turning the nightlight off. We're taking your
shutting
water,
the door.
drink from you, shutting the door all the way. Complete
Yes.
darkness.
Parents are the worst.
Okay. Tyson, Mike Christensen in the chat wants me to ask you if is a spider an animal?
Yeah, a spider is an animal.
Danny, you're on board with that also?
Spider is definitely found in the animal kingdom. Yes.
Why is he asking that question?
It's been a popular topic of conversation on the podcast this week.
So spiders are an animal, or
Yeah.
is an animal. Spiders.
I mean, I guess that technically, yeah, I guess a spider is an animal.
I just killed a spider. While we were
Killed an
talking.
animal. And you're
an
not Tyson, the noted animal lover Tyson, just killed an animal on the podcast.
It was so fast. There was nothing else I could do with it.
Sorry, don't tell PETA. Tyson was killing.
Oh wait, no, it's alive.
Okay, it's alive. Okay, that was
It's fine,
close.
guys.
you
Yeah.
perform CPR on it.
That was close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Live and let live, my man.
All right. Let's keep.
So
going.
wait, why is this an argument on your podcast? If a spider's an animal?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, technically, scientifically, it is found under the animal kingdom, I
Right.
believe.
It's. I guess technically it is an animal, but I mean we all
Who
know.
says it's not an animal?
Me.
What
Oh.
do you think it is? A demon from hell?
It's not. I mean, come on, stop it. Bugs.
It's-
Bugs aren't animals.
It's crossed through the barrier that
Mhm.
separates us from.
Oh,
the-
so what? The argument is like, don't kill bugs, or what?
No. It's just what is it? What is it really?
Okay, Rob, are octopuses extraterrestrials?
That's a good question. Also, I think that's the jury is out on that.
Yeah.
I love octopuses.
Hmm.
They're crazy.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay. All right. Let's. This is a piece of research says happy wife, longer life. A happier spouse may add years to your lifespan.
Looks like we're all dying early.
Yeah. Well, now I have no doubt that this is the case. I have no doubt that having a happy spouse would result in a longer life. But a couple of notes: an unhappy spouse, that even if your life is shorter, it will feel much longer.
Yeah.
So
Wait.
Or
If you have a happier spouse, if your life is shorter, it'll feel longer. Is that what you just said?
yeah. Life with an unhappy spouse, your life will feel, I think, 4 to 5 times longer than the life of the person that had a happy spouse.
Oh, okay.
So even though it's a shorter life,
It will
overall,
feel much
it'll feel
longer.
pretty drawn
Right.
out.
It'll
Okay.
feel like an eternity.
Yep, I
Yes.
get that. And
Okay.
also, I mean, how many of this study ended in murder?
That's a good question. Also, that while yes, a happier spouse will result in a longer and happier life, the study does not tell you how to have a happy spouse.
Yeah, that's how they get
That's
us.
that's how they get you.
At the bottom, there's probably a thing where you can go online and buy their study pamphlet to figure out how to
Yes.
create. A
Actually,
happy
that would be
spouse.
genius.
This one simple trick will lead to
Mhm.
Oh my God.
happier spouse.
LA woman finds trick that pisses that police officers don't want you to know about, and
Mhm.
doctors don't either.
10
Right.
things that will lead to a happier marriage.
What
I mean, we
like
could
what are
find
they,
millions
Danny?
of those. According
No
to the article,
podcasts.
no, according to this article on Bill Gates and his wife, I guess washing dishes together at the end of the day is a big deal.
Really, they don't have a dishwasher?
It sounds like that's what they've done for 25 years, and
Mhm.
for some reason, that's in a lot of the headlines about their marriage.
Yeah.
I mean, when you only have 3 dishes to wash after.
I'm sure that's why Bill Gates' wife is thrilled that he washes the dishes with her.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like
it's
they don't
You have a lot of those soapy moments,
right. They don't have a fleet of housekeepers washing the dishes together.
Well, maybe that's what it is. Directing together, they're directing
just
the
yelling at
housekeepers
the-
to wash the dishes.
The hell?
Yeah. So they said that basically, if your partner is depressed and wants to spend the evening eating chips in front of the TV, that's probably how your evening is going to end up looking as well.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. So
Just because you're eating chips in front of the TV doesn't mean you're depressed,
Yeah.
right, Danny?
yeah, that's exactly. I was going to change it from chips to ice cream, but
Yes.
yeah, the same scenario.
Well, this says if your partner is depressed and eating chips
Mm.
in front of, so that you could be eating chips in front of the TV and not be depressed.
no. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this makes sense. Although I think that if you had, I could see why having a dead be, as it's been
Mhm.
mentioned, fettered to a corpse, meaning your wife is just worthless or your husband's just worthless, would definitely take years off of your life because you just spend it the whole time just angry, upset. I mean, you could balance it out with some farting, like we talked about in the pre-show or
Mhm.
before that. We know that your spouse farting can lead to a longer life. So you might be able to find some things that balance it out. But yeah, I can see why that would work.
Okay. All right. You want to talk about some bad brides?
Oh, I love talking about bad brides.
Okay. All right. Bad bride time. Okay. This is the bride who refused to allow guests with gifts under $300.
You want to know why I like talking about bad brides?
Why?
Because I think weddings are so stupid.
Oh,
So
here
this
comes
just-
Says the man who had a wedding once.
Oh, who had like one wedding and 3 receptions. I'm well
Mm.
qualified to talk about how dumb they are.
Okay.
And this is just all part of it. The gift
Right.
requirements.
And just to tie this back to our earlier story about having a happy spouse will lead to a happy life, that this should be a big red flag for this
Yes.
person, that a happy life is not on the horizon.
I think I read somewhere that the average American wedding people spend something in the range of like 15 to 20,000, probably way off. But regardless, it's a terrible way to start your life together, going into debt for an event.
Well, most people, the families pay for it.
It doesn't matter who pays for it. It's just too big, too expensive, too expected. And so you start off with, and that's why you have these people like this, like society, our wedding culture has created bridezillas because the expectations just continue to climb. So she,
skyrocketing like
she is the
Bitcoin
result of
2017.
decades of just weddings going out of control.
Right. So the weddings are out of control. Too much gift giving. If anything, that you should get gifts for a divorce, because then you need more of everything. It's like, oh, who's getting the microwave? Who's getting
Dude.
who's getting this TV? Who's getting this?
That's a good
you
idea.
actually need a second of everything when you like. People already have all this stuff. They're just like looking. People. I mean, what are they? This couple didn't have dishes.
Yeah. I just, I'm reading
And then
through
their other rule is no facial hair, no long hair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that's on the men.
Well, they don't want it to be a dirty wedding reception.
Yeah.
You know how gross beards are. I get
Oh,
that
yeah.
one.
Right. So, yeah. I wish there was a we could see pictures of the actual. Has this wedding happened yet?
Probably is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Previous indicators are anything to go off of.
Look, who wants to go to a reception anyway? I would love it if I got this invitation because right then and there I'm excused not to go. Oh, sweet. I'm not going anymore. Thank you for making that decision super easy.
Okay. All right. Anything else from the bride who won't let the guests come with a gift under $300?
No, but don't expect this to be the last story you hear about brides with ridiculous requests because this is the reality. This is the world we live in. Thank you. Marriage. Big marriage, as Tyson would say.
Big marriage.
Big marriage.
All right, Danny, are you ready to take us into your bolt hole?
I'm all warmed up.
Okay, here we go. Here comes
Just
Danny
do it.
Bryson and the world famous Danny's Bolt Hole here coming up live on News AF.
Welcome to my bolt hole. I think you're gonna like it. you're gonna feel you belong. A nocturnally
Will there be a Bolt Hall segment on the Mark Zuckerberg podcast?
Oh, tell Mark I am available. I know you talk to him frequently.
Oh, you're gonna do it? I thought that he would be
No,
coming.
he would bring me in. He would chopper me in every morning. I'm pretty well versed on chopper decorum. So
You are a helicopter parent.
I am. So bring me in, Mark. I will gladly share my bolt hole with your many, many employees.
Okay.
Forced to listen. Guys, this is a fantasy of mine.
Oh, okay. Here
I
we
talk
go.
about about a fantasy of mine.
Does
there
it
was,
involve hot soup?
No, actually, strange enough, not. This involves dinosaurs. I have always wanted to find dinosaur bones. I mean, who hasn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to find just even a bone or maybe a fossilized fish. My big dream, the big fantasy, is to find an intact, so far unknown skeleton so that I could name it after something crazy and just irritate all of the paleontologists and scientists out there with a ridiculous name, right? Or name it for myself, like Danny Saurus or Vascular
Quadrosaurus.
Diosaurus or the Quadrosaurus. I'd probably go with Vascular Diosaurus.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be the most fitting, and it would make people for years to come. I'd be immortalized by my Vascular Diosaurus, and it would be a strange creature. But this guy found in Montana at a quarry, he found a baby T-Rex,
Oh.
which is rare. He claims that it's the only
Alive?
that would be cool. Well, terrifying. No, he found a skeleton. It looks pretty rad. And he found it and he gave it to a museum for a while or somewhere to study. But now he's selling it on eBay. So if
For how
you
much?
have some money, right now it's $2.95 million.
Oh, you could give it to that bride.
Mm-hmm. So less
What?
than.
He only got me a baby T-Rex?
But this guy's lucky. How awesome would that be? And this is what drew me to the story: to find a baby T-Rex.
Yeah.
And to be able to make $3 million. But it's pissing all these scientists off because they feel like it'll remove it from the world of science. They won't be able to study it. It's a rare find. But come on. How cool is that to find a baby T-Rex, then turn around and sell it for $3 million? The guy's living the dream.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's the
Tell
dream.
those
Every time I
scientists
go out
to
of my
pony up.
house, every time I go out of my house, I'm like, I hope I stumble upon some Spanish doubloons.
Yes.
Now
yes.
I can also broaden that search into baby T-Rex bones.
Mhm.
Or any just it would be even better, Tyson, if you discovered an unknown dinosaur. Think how cool that would be
Yeah.
to give it a name. I think you get to give it a name. If not, I'd smash all the bones to pieces and rage. But it would just be rad. And
So you'd
this
be
guy-
like some sort of
What
a
name would
Bond
you-
villain if you did not get your demand met, that you would destroy the baby T-Rex's
No,
bones.
you'd be
Yeah.
like a Martin Shkreli.
Yeah, like
I would
the
have-
Wu-Tang album.
yeah, exactly. I would have it like hanging over a vat of acid while I'm sitting there on camera.
A vat of Manhattan clam chowder.
After Danny ate his fill.
Yes, exactly.
Manhattan clam chowder from a soup bar in Utah.
People of the world, I hold the only known skeleton of the Vascular Diosaurus. If you do not allow this name to be the name of this dinosaur, I will dip it into this cream of mushroom soup.
No!
Which I've
That's
already eaten my fill of. I could be here all day.
And
This-
shave
and this
my
is
head
not-
over.
This is not just any cream of mushroom soup. I've got it from Mr. Jim's Pizza in Springfield, Texas. The place that got shut down for having laxatives in the pizza.
I will ruin this skeleton if my demands are not met by 12 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Contact your.
GMT, huh?
Yeah, I figure that'll be easiest.
That's
but
the most world.
I would
world
hate to
recognized.
put a demand on the world and not give it a time zone because then there'd be way too much confusion.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have to give it a time zone. But why GMT?
That just seems like the standard.
The most
you know?
universal.
Yeah, a lot of people would get it, but that's what I would do. I'd want to name it the Vascular Diosaurus or maybe Danny Mondaysaurus. Any of my News AF. Maybe I'd name it the News AFosaurus.
Mhm.
Ooh, that
Actually,
would
you know
be-
what? I think I would do that.
Yeah, that would be unselfish of you. since we're kind of all in this together, and most of your nicknames have either come from me or me.
So, guys, I'm going to put this on record.
What about Skeet Dog or
No.
Mr. Skeeter's Big B?
This is basically a contract I'm making with you guys right now.
Okay.
You'll be able to take it to the lawyers.
All right, we are recording this.
We have this on camera.
If I find an undiscovered dinosaur,
Yes.
I will name it the News AFosaurus.
And Danny is out in all sorts of
found
exotic locations. This is a
And I am-
non-zero chance that this is happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I do look for dinosaurs while I'm out there
Okay.
all the time.
That's all he looks for.
Well, I mean, I'm looking for
And
all sorts
Spanish
of cool
doubloons.
stuff. Yeah, Spanish doubloons. If
And
I
outdoor
find,
sex furniture.
all right, here we
We're
go.
splitting the doubloons. We're
If I find
splitting
the
the doubloons.
doubloons, I hereby swear.
Check in the cushions of all the outdoor sex furniture that you find.
Yeah, dude.
You think
For
they'll
the
be Spanish
doubloons.
doubloons?
Well,
Maybe. Where they fall out of pockets when you're on those sex couches.
I feel like Tyson's got a good chance on the doubloons. And I
down
then
here
do you have a metal
at the Lost
detector?
Dutchman. No, but we have the Lost Dutchman mine.
And if you find them, you're going to get 33.3%, right? And Rob gets that amount and I get
Yep.
that amount,
And
right?
if I find any at my house, yeah, I'll let you
Okay.
guys know.
Okay. It's settled then. The
Settled.
News AFosaurus.
We're
There
a
you go.
treasure hunting team now.
There we
Hopefully
go.
it's a cool dinosaur and not like some dopey, stupid plant eater.
Should we morph this podcast into a treasure hunting podcast?
How so? How would that work?
Treasures? It would be like News AF crew is out in the shallows of the Florida Everglades looking for
Florida man.
Yeah, looking not for Florida men. There,
Why don't
Florida
we-
man is everywhere.
No, why don't we team up with Jose Canseco?
Find
Oh, yeah.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot podcast.
Yeah, that's a
Alien.
Do we
good
need
idea.
$5,000 though?
I think he'd do it for free if he knew
I
he was
think-
getting some publicity.
Yeah.
I think he would too. I feel like he might be that.
Do we feel safe with Jose Canseco?
Well, let's all
Not
sleep
really.
in the same tent together, and we'll
Okay. And have a separate tent just for him.
Yeah.
But still, then he'll get the jump on us unless we have a transparent tent.
No. We'll have 3
Right.
tents, 2 dummy tents, all
Oh,
of us in one tent. So he would have to get really lucky and just happen to.
Pick
how
the
about
right
this?
one.
Yeah.
How about this? 3 dummy tents, and we don't sleep in any of them. We sleep at a separate, undisclosed location. And just come back and pretend like we wake up each morning in the tent next to him.
One
Oh,
morning
Jose,
you
how'd you
show
sleep?
up,
Yeah.
it's filled with pickaxe holes. You're like, hey, what happened? He's acting like nothing happened during the night.
We need a
Oh,
Ring
you guys
doorbell
serious?
camera.
He has coffee brewing for us in the camp as we roll in. Where were you guys? I was looking for you.
Don't sweat it, Jose.
Yeah, don't sweat it.
Okay. All right. What a great news AF today to go through everything here on a Wednesday. Anything else, Tyson?
I love you guys.
What about reviews?
Or any
reviews.
reviews from last week?
Let's see, because we haven't. I think we've got some this time.
Reviews are my George Clooney ice cubes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Why? They
They
just
really
They just
Fill
really
his body with
inspire me. to keep going.
endorphins.
Okay. So here we go. Newsaf.news for the Apple Podcast Store to leave us your ratings and reviews. When you're going to go get the Mark Zuckerberg podcast, don't forget to leave us some News AF reviews in the Apple Podcast Store and join us in our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/group AF.
Okay, we got some.
What do you got?
Man, there's a lot of new ones here.
Yes. Okay. What do you got?
Dude, 5 stars by Callan Fam. As a delivery driver for Outback, there's nothing that I love more than listening to these 3 men's beautiful voices as I'm delivering bloomin' onions, or better yet, one of Outback's delicious hot soups. Thanks for the entertainment, dude.
He's delivering hot
one more.
soups. That's the next level hot soup activity.
Cranch Me Brotendo, 5 stars by Quincy Trofles.
Cranch me what?
Cranch Me Brotendo.
Brotendo.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Vascular D, the straight man aligned between 2 zany characters, holds down the fort. Rob C, aka the bad boy of podcasting, is an
That's right.
elite talent in the world of cup stacking. And Tyson is my favorite Survivor contestant ever. These 3 will keep you laughing all night. Great podcast.
Whoa. Rob, are you good at cup stacking?
No, I don't know where that came from.
Oh, that would be cool if you were. That would have been awesome hidden
champion?
talent.
Yeah. I think we talked
Wow.
about standing it on one of the podcasts, but I never claimed to be good at it.
Here's another one. Wow, 5 stars by John Snow Smith. The only thing better than this podcast is my collection of porn valued at $29,000.
He's got that guy beat.
Mhm.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
There you go. All right. What a show. Thank you
A
guys
great
so
show,
much.
right?
Thank you guys all for watching us live here. Thanks so much to Scott St. Pierre putting it all together. You can follow at Danny Bryson on social media, at Tyson Apostle as well. I'm at Rob Cisterino. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
We did it, guys.
We did. Okay.
Stay on stream. I'll read one more.
All right.
I'll shut down my recording.
Stop the recording.
Okay.
Stopped.
You don't have to stop it. News AF, always FUBAR News, 5 stars by GHSFGHBXS.
Mhm.
The irony of this show is what makes it bearable. You have this Danny guy who I think is LDS and yet goes by the name Vascular D and talks about a blowhole. You have Tyson, who isn't LDS but claims to be an apostle. And then there is Boston Rob from Survivor, but he lives in California. There is no better way to pass your time riding on a Greyhound bus than grabbing yourself a bowl of hot soup bar clam chowder,
Mhm.
a side of Cranch, and listening to some News AF. We did it, guys.
We did it, guys.
People
All right.
love
I need to
this.
get my hands on Cranch. I'm going
Mhm.
to do
Yeah, and the soup.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
You need to have morning soup with you every morning, Danny.
I can't. Heavy cream soup in the morning.
That's the wrong way to do it.
Yeah. that's not how you
Danny, how you feel about heavy cream soup in the morning is how I feel about heavy cream soup all day.
Are we on for Tuesday next week, lads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
You want Tuesday?
oh, wait, no. I asked because I might not be. So I'll check in. on Sunday.
I would actually prefer if we could do a Wednesday again next week, if that was possible.
Okay. Wednesday will work.
Okay. All right. So
I'll let
you
you-
heard it
I'll let
here
you guys know on
first. Could you do Wednesday, Danny?
I'll let you know Sunday.
Wednesday, May
Okay.
1st.
Okay,
Yeah.
Danny, Monday. Let us know Sunday if you can do Wednesday.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I
we'll
have
do.
a jammed up Tuesday, the 30th.
Oh, that's Tuesday F. Why are you so jammed?
Survivor season, man. Well, I have the end of the month. The last Tuesday of the month is always a real bad one for me because I have this and I have Game of Thrones, and then I have I have a business coach that I talk to every other week, and then I have that on a Tuesday sometimes, and then also I do the monthly patron cast. So like I have a lot of calls that are sort of like either the last Tuesday of the month or every other Tuesday, and that's like Black Tuesday coming up next week, where everything is happening all on the same. It's like a solar eclipse of like all of my like every other Tuesdays are all crunched together on one final Tuesday of the month.
Is
All
your
right.
business coach telling you to find a safe job with a large corporation
Yes.
and abandon podcasting altogether?
Yes. He said, see if you can intern on the Mark Zuckerberg podcast. That has a better future than what you're doing.
Very good.
Yes.
When are we going to start making News AF merch?
Well, is that
It
the
looks like it's
prototype?
already
Yeah.
being made.
Yeah, this is a one-off.
Yeah. Look,
So-
I think you just have to come up with the idea. We can get
Okay.
it out there. All right, I'm gonna cut the stream. All right, goodbye, everybody.
Shakas.